them dollars fold. I'ma have them bitches running like the comic code. In my city, bullets flying, niggas dropping lows. They don't knock them doors, just look inside your home. So my llama close. If you get too close, it's just adios. Had to let that nigga know he was doing the most, trying to put my niggas on. All my niggas is broke. You think you broke, it's in your head. You feeling closest to the edge. Just keep your balance on the ledge. And if you fall and bust your head, it's nothing I could do. I know anything is possible. Fuck that, ain't nobody stopping you. Gotta be logical. Even if I could lose, still gotta try, my nigga. I was gonna rob a dude when I was losing. I've been fooled by obstacles and I consume many rap beats and I produce. Gotta find my way, I'm trying to move. Why these motherfuckers wanna be kinda cool? I ain't fucking with you niggas, you comical. All I gotta do is give them a rhyme or two, saying phenomenal. Look at what time I do. Give them an opportunity to tie his shoes. I was tripping like book flights, no paradise, just parasites. Nigga been a slave all my life. Wonder why I know how to fight. Cause I had to fight for my rights. You know it's a true war between black and white. Bitches and me in the top floor. These niggas gon' hate on my condo. I'm trying to win and I'm waiting like Rondo. Balling on niggas like I was LeBron. Squares in your circle, that's too many waffles. Money, that's God, alright. Making niggas sacrifice. Like all these niggas really die for it. Dominoes. I'm about to make them dollars fold. I'ma have them bitches running like the comic code. In my city, bullets flying, niggas dropping lows. They don't knock them doors, just look inside your home. So my llama close. If you get too close, it's just adios. Had to let that nigga know he was doing the most, trying to put my niggas on. All my niggas is broke. Bitch, I done traveled 1,000 miles. All wild compiled thousands. Mine's been out of bounds. Bounce between cutthroat regimes just below supreme. Raw life defining trials. I've been hiding out in the sense, yeah. Who in the boxes ball with me? There's too many shots in your block involving these. Super killer cops till we bombing all the department offices. Now I done found a proper route till I make a meal from the lines from out my mouth. Since a frightful child while the toxic. Niggas finna boogie down low rounds and countless glockless. Obnoxious. A body competition. I am highly opposite. I've only got a rocket power style. This the tale of a flow so corrupt. It'll leave Almighty God devoured. Now my nigga. Miss annual purge. I'm a fan that you heard for nigga, your head up on a mantle to serve them. I was sure rampant to trample you off camera. Was all stand just to check for the neck damage occurred. You better plan to disperse from the game. Try banning me first. Lucifer got my soul. Now a dead man will emerge. Bitch, I'm a nose. I'm about to make them dollars fold. I'ma have them bitches running like the comic code. In my city, bullets flying, niggas dropping lows. They don't knock them doors, just look inside your home. So my llama close. If you get too close, it's just adios. Had to let that nigga know he was doing the most, trying to put my niggas on. All my niggas is broke.
Hello, everyone. Thanks for tuning back in once again to the original Queen KWeenAShakur show. I'm your host, Queen KWeenAShakur, and this is your daily vitamins. So as you're coming in, please feel free to go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Be sure to click that notification bell and click the word all so that you're notified each time the Queen Goddess goes live. Don't forget to go over to my website, queenamadashakur.com, and make sure you subscribe so that you'll be added to my email list. You can also follow me on Instagram at Dr. and that's DR period, the abbreviation for doctor, not the entire word, DR period underscore A Shakur. You can also follow me on TikTok at Dr. DR period A Shakur. All right. And make sure you follow me on Twitter at DGoddess27. You can also follow the Queen KWeenAShakur fan page on Instagram and Twitter. So let's get into it. Let's see who we have in here. I saw Christopher, Flow Records, Mr. Hotel, Kenyatta, Desmond, Aeon is in the house. All right. Patriot 420, Glamour Diva, Aboriginal Woman, AM, Flow Records, Cherokee Descended Dale. I see you. Juju is in the house, the Group Home Goddess, Warrior Status. All right, Tony Queen, I see you, beloved. Miss Evie is here. So let's get ready to get black into it. Terry Hinton. All right, Mr. X, I see you. Shout out to everyone in the chat and everyone tuned into the Queen. I see you, Cheryl. Christopher is in the house. Okay, wavy though. Now, with that all being said, let's talk about it because we have numerous stories today. Numerous of stories. First things first, let's talk about this nefarious attorney who committed a whole scheme. Let's get into it. Actually, he's a former attorney, former North Florida state attorney sentenced in bribery extortion scheme. Now, this is out of Tallahassee, Florida. So this attorney, former attorney, Jeff Seigmeister, was sentenced to 40 months in prison for conspiracy, extortion, and fraud in Jacksonville's federal court on Monday. Seigmeister admitted to soliciting and accepting bribes from attorneys in exchange for reducing or dropping charges against their clients. Now I want y'all to pay attention. I say, what now? So they can bribe people, or he was bribing people to drop charges against clients. Very interesting. Now, this is interesting because you see, there is no way that the United States criminal justice system is going to be 100%, accurate, infallible, and giving people real justice. Some people will get slaps on the wrist for the same things that other people get years in prison for. Just pay attention. Now, he admitted to diverting and pocketing more than $500,000 from an elderly man's estate. The judge on Monday ordered Seigmeister to forfeit more than $518,000 as part of his sentence. Now, later that same day, Dixie County defense attorney Marion Michael Osteen was sentenced to 44 months behind bars for his role in the extortion scheme. Now, as a member of law enforcement, Jeffrey Seigmeister was given incredible power to enforce the law and ensure justice. So now listen to this. Hold on. This is all just getting so juicy. They say the federal court records show that Seigmeister faced up to 48 years behind bars in the extortion scheme. Seigmeister's attorney asked the judge for a sentence of 20 months instead. How do you go from 48 years to get just 20 months is what he asked for. Now, the equivalent of time served, citing Seigmeister's extensive cooperation in the investigation and his testimony against Osteen. Defense attorney Wafa Hanaya cited Seigmeister's incredible remorse and regret in a motion filed last week. Honey, the only thing that he had remorse for was himself, and the only thing he regretted was getting caught. That's just what it is. Now, Mr. Seigmeister's life will never be the same again. This is what Hanania wrote in the October 12th motion. She says he has fallen from a position of leadership and status to a person who is damaged, now in some eyes irreparably, his reputation and his integrity. He has fallen from a position as the highest level enforcer of the laws to the state of Florida in his circuit to a position as a convicted felon. Well, that's by his own doings. Are we supposed to shed tears for him or feel sorry, feel bad? What about the people he extorted and the schemes that he committed? Seigmeister resigned as a state attorney in December of 2019. He was indicted and arrested in February of 2021 and entered a guilty plea a year later in February of 2022. Now, defense attorney Marion Michael Osteen was convicted of extortion in his trial in June. As part of his sentence, the judge ordered Osteen to forfeit the $60,000 that he extorted from his client and to pay a $45,000 fine. Former defense attorney Ernest Maloney Page was sentenced to 6 months in prison as part of the scheme. He is set to report to federal prison to begin serving the sentence in January of 2023. Honey, this is all just a whole bunch of BS. Let me show his picture on the screen. This Jeffrey Seigmeister, District 3 State Attorney's Office is who he is or was. Likes up, everyone. Please like and share. This is all so nefarious, but this is what's going on. This is what's going on. Look at him. Pay attention. That's him, Psychmeister. Now he'll have plenty of time to think about what he's done. He certainly will. Okay, so with that all being said, now let's talk about Alex Murdo. You know, he's accused of murdering his wife and son, but now he's pointing the finger at his cousin, and his cousin failed a polygraph test, supposedly. Now they say Alex Murdo has been sitting in jail for more than a year, accused of fatally shooting his wife, Maggie, and his son, Paul. But in a new court filing, Murdo's legal team claims that their client is innocent and points the finger at his cousin, Curtis Eddie Smith. Now, in the motion, which was filed on Friday and first obtained by the state attorneys Dick Harpolitan and Jim Griffin, they claim Smith was the one who committed the shootings at the family's 1,770-acre estate in Islington, South Carolina. And this happened June the 7th of 2021. They say Smith decidedly failed a polygraph when questioned as to if he murdered Maggie and Paul. The reason Smith failed the polygraph, they say, when asked if he murdered Maggie and Paul, was simply because he did it. He, in fact, committed these heinous crimes. That's what they say. Now, an attorney for Smith did not immediately return comments or messages from people. Alex Murdo has pleaded not guilty to the two murders, and he's facing a trial in 2023. Now, Murdo, who was once a prominent attorney in South Carolina, has been disbarred from practicing law. He faces more than 85 criminal charges in addition to the two murder counts, many of which were uncovered after the police started investigating the family after the murder. So in August of 2021, Murdo allegedly tried to stage his own death so that his one surviving son, Buster Murdo, who was then 26, so that he could benefit from a $10 million life insurance settlement. According to prosecutors, Murdo had Smith, the same man that he's now accusing of killing his wife and son, pay attention. Now, he had that same man shoot him on the side of the road. This sounds like a made-for-TV movie on Lifetime. So he had the man shoot him, his own cousin shoot him on the side of the road. But the shooting was unsuccessful, and Murdo suffered only superficial wounds. Additionally, Murdo faces dozens of charges for alleged financial crimes, including misappropriating money from his law firm, defrauding clients of funds, and computer crimes as well. Authorities allege that he has also defrauded the family of his former housekeeper out of $4.5 million of a life insurance settlement after she died in a mysterious slip and fall accident in his home. Honey, he probably killed her. And the reason he defrauded them out of that money, well, clearly because he wanted it for himself. Now, he probably set that slip and fall up for that woman to die or killed her some other way and made it look like a slip and fall. Pay attention. Anybody who's nefarious enough to be accused of killing their own wife and son and then to also try to stage their own suicide, I make it all make sense, right? He's done a whole lot. I'm pretty sure he's guilty. Now, Murdo has pleaded not guilty to all of the charges against him. His attorneys have alleged that he suffers, that he suffers from an opioid addiction that caused him to live a double life. He remains in jail on a $7 million bond. Let me show y'all the picture of this whole thug. So he's got a bad, someone said bad seed, Glamour Diva. So here's the thing. He's got a bad opioid problem. Is that what they're trying to say? And which made him live a double life. Well, what part of the double life caused him to commit all these crimes of which he's accused? I'm just wondering. I just have so many questions. Hold on. Now, this is him right here. As you can see, this is him. Likes up, everyone, please like and share. And then this is his family. Now, the wife and son are dead. Okay? He's claiming the cousin did it. And but the police seem to think that he did it. And likely with all the nefarious things that he's accused of, he probably absolutely did it, okay? He probably absolutely did it. So it's always something when they commit these heinous crimes. Either they'll say, oh, they have mental illness, or there's some other excuse. But however, people of melanin don't get the same benefit of the doubt. Just pay attention to that, okay? So now, listen to this. Suspect arrested after 4 housemates, including newlyweds, are found dead in Virginia. So a 24-year-old Virginia man was arrested on Tuesday on murder and weapons charges in the killings of 4 of his housemates. Among them was a newlywed couple. So hold on, because they have a news clip about this. Everyone, please like and share. I'm going to share my screen so that you all can see this for yourselves. Thank you in advance.
Shot dead inside of a... And we start the 10 with some breaking news tonight out of Prince William County. 4 people shot dead inside of a home in Woodbridge.
Tonight, police say that a person of interest is in custody, but no charges were announced. Fox 5's Lindsay Watts joining us live tonight with the very latest. Lindsay.
Angie and Jim, Prince William County Police are still here processing the scene, and an officer here tells me he expects they will be here well into the overnight hours. We'll give you a closer look now. You can see the police crime van there near the home where 2 men and 2 women were killed inside a house on Mansfield Court. We'll show you some video now. Earlier, we saw family and friends of the victims out here just waiting for answers. A man told me his cousin was renting a room in the house and he wasn't able to reach him. He says police wouldn't confirm if his cousin was among the dead. It was around 4:30 today when police responded to the home and found the victims inside, all suffering gunshot wounds. Police say they found a gun and detained a man they're calling a person of interest. I listened to the police radio traffic as this was playing out and knew that someone had called in shooting from the home. Police tell me tonight they believe it was the person of interest who made that initial call for help. This is what went out over police radio.
The caller is now advising he is inside of the residence to say there are somebody dead. There's 4 people inside. The caller is also providing a description of the shooter. This guy is wearing a black hoodie, carrying a black bag.
And police say they don't believe that's an accurate description of the shooter. Tonight, police have not announced any charges for this person of interest, but they're also saying they don't believe there's any threat to the community and that the shooting was isolated to the house. I wasn't able to reach the owner of the home, but I spoke to a family member who says her uncle was renting out the house and there were multiple people living there. We still don't know the relationship between the shooter and the victims, but Police Chief Peter Newsham says there was some relationship and he's calling this a domestic shooting. He says police got here quickly today and discovered those 4 victims dead in different parts of the home.
Police officers are human beings. To go into a home like that and to see anyone that has died as a result of gunshot wounds is just traumatic.
And very difficult for neighbors out here in this quiet community as well. You'll hear from them coming up at 10:30. Back to you.
So these stories just get worse and worse. Okay. They just get worse and worse. So anyway, now listen to this. So this man is accused of kidnapping his estranged wife and hiding her in the woods. Well, he's now in custody. Pay attention. So let's get into it. A man whom police say kidnapped his estranged wife in Lacey on Sunday was taken into custody after the woman escaped and found a citizen. And a citizen found the man's vehicle in the woods. Now, shortly before 1 p.m. on Sunday, Lacey police were dispatched to the 3800 block of Rosenberg Street Southeast. Dispatchers told officers they could hear muffled screaming and sounds of a struggle during a 911 call. Arriving officers found the garage door to Young An's home open. Now, a short time later, Young's children arrived and told officers their mother and father had been at home when they left to go to the store around half an hour earlier. No one other than the children was found in the home, but duct tape was used, and they say that was believed to be put on Young to restrain her. So Young has a domestic violence protection order against her estranged husband. His name is Che An. Now, an endangered missing persons alert was sent out through Washington State Patrol, while notifications were sent to phones in Thurston and Pierce counties. And there was they posted on social media the information about her missing. Now, as Lacey officers canvassed the neighborhood, they obtained several security videos from neighbors. One video showed Che pulling his van into the garage and then shutting the door briefly. He was then seen leaving just before the officers arrived. Now, shortly before 1 a.m. on Monday, a neighbor on Stedman Road Southeast was awakened by Young, who was pounding on their door asking for help. She told the residents that her husband was trying to kill her. Now, Thurston County deputies and Lacey officers arrived and spoke with Young, who had non-life-threatening injuries. Young told Lacey detectives that Che kidnapped her from her home and drove her out into the woods. She, however, was able to escape and walk through the woods for 20 to 30 minutes until she reached a home on Stedman Road. She was taken to a hospital to be treated for her injuries. At 7:30 a.m., a citizen walking on a trail found Che's vehicle in the woods about 200 yards off of Stedman Road. Thurston County deputies and Lacey officers quickly came to the area and then found the vehicle. Now, Che was taken into custody at 8:02 a.m. Lacey police said that after he was medically cleared to go to jail, he would be booked on multiple felony domestic violence charges. Honey, all this foolishness going on. Let's just show his picture up on the screen. We need to know who these thugs are. We need to call them out. All right, we need to call them out on their BS. This is what they do. Pay attention. That's him right there. Kidnapped the poor woman and took her out in the woods, honey. I can only imagine what he was going to do. I can only imagine what he was going to do. All right. I don't know what's going on with folks these days. All crazy. But so anyway, let's talk about Ice Cube. Now, Ice Cube said, y'all better keep his name out of y'all mouths, honey, when y'all talking about Kanye and his anti-Semitic comments on Drunk Champs. That's what he called it, Drunk Champs. I think he was being funny. And so he said, leave my name out of all that anti-Semitic talk. And so Ice Cube has addressed being mentioned in the latest and since removed episode of Drink Champs. He said he didn't put the batteries in Kanye's back. All right. And if y'all got anything to ask, y'all need to ask Ye. So I'm going to share my screen so you all can see what he posted to social media on his Twitter. That's right. Lillian said, can't blame Cube. Absolutely not, honey. Absolutely not. And so can y'all see that? He says, I hate that my name was dragged into this Drunk Champs bullshit. I don't know what Ye meant by his statements. You're going to have to ask him. I didn't put the batteries in his back. Please leave my name out of all that anti-Semitic talk. I am not anti-Semitic and never have been. I know that's right, Cube, honey. Don't let him get you involved in the BS, honey. All right? Don't let him get you involved in it. So anyway, goes on to say, likes up, everyone, please like and share. So goes on to say, in a tweet on Tuesday, he addressed the remarks. And then in the Drink Champs episode, Ye mentioned Cube on multiple occasions, at one point in connection with his own remarks that have been widely called out in recent days as anti-Semitic, saying, you know, Cube's really set up for this. This is what Ye said, adding that Cube really influenced him to get on this anti-Semitic vibe. How are you just going to throw Ice Cube under the bus? Said he influenced you to get on that vibe. Now, as the Anti-Defamation League noted in their breakdown of Ye's remarks, prominent conspiracy theorists and extremist groups swiftly leveraged Ye's recent quotes in promotion of their hate ideologies. Now, during the same Drink Champs episode, Ye also promoted false claims surrounding the murder of George Floyd. Those remarks ultimately resulted in Tuesday's announcement of a $250 million lawsuit against Ye, as well as against his business partners and associates. Meanwhile, a Drink Champs rep said in a statement to Complex and other outlets on Tuesday that the latest Ye episode had been removed from distribution due to its inclusion of false and hurtful information regarding the circumstances surrounding the murder of George Floyd. Listen, let me tell y'all like this. They're saying that Kanye apologized. That's what they're saying. They're now saying that Kanye apologized. And so let's talk about that. Let's talk about that, because did he? Did he actually apologize? Everyone, please like and share. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Be sure to click that notification bell and click the word all so that you're notified each time Queen Goddess goes live. I'm going to share my screen so you all can judge for yourselves if y'all think this is an apology. Okay? Like and share.
To my pain, you're being a Karen.
I'm talking
you
about.
I'm not a Karen, to the pain.
I'm not a Karen, and I'm not going to cancel you, and I'm not going to uncensor you. I'm simply going to challenge you on what you're saying. I think you don't understand the pain that you've been causing with some of these comments, and I think that one in particular, I can understand.
Oh my God, God forbid, one comment could cause people to feel any of the pain that my people have went through for years, even like the blacks being ushered to the left during the civil rights movement. No one has cared about black people.
All right.
No one is.
Let me say, I agree that the racism against black people has been utterly deplorable, shameful, unacceptable, and thank God the world is beginning to move to a better place about the way it has treated black people like you. However, one form of racism doesn't justify.
It's almost in a better place.
Well, one form of racism doesn't justify another.
It's not a better place.
I'm not cutting you off. I'm finishing my sentence so you can respond. One form of racism. It is racism when you say I'm going deaf for Jewish people.
I was in a position where I've been hurt, and this is the way I had the right to express myself. The point of this interview is for you to question me, and then for me to answer and say, okay, even though the same rules are not applied to my people, if a person with a gun or drugs is pulled over and has three other people in the car, they're all going to jail. I'm not going to apply that to Jewish people for the sake of this conversation. Isn't that what you wanted? But you know what you did? You tried to civil rights me. You tried to pull me back to a week ago, but we're here today. There's been plenty of conversations and commentary since that, but you want me to go back to 1960.
No.
You want me to go back to 7 days ago.
All right, let me jump in. Here's what I want you to do. I want you to reflect.
Okay, so have we grown? Have we grown?
Here's how we grow. Yeah, here's how we grow. I want you to reflect.
No, have we grown?
Have we grown?
You're not in charge of my growth. You're not in charge of my growth, Chris.
Okay, let me phrase it like this. I'm about to suggest to you how you may grow if you choose to grow this way. And you can ignore me. You can ignore me.
Pierce, how much money are you worth?
Not as much as you, sadly.
Exactly. So take my advice. Maybe you'll get richer.
I would love to take your business advice.
Why would I listen to you?
Well, why don't you hear what my advice is and then work out if I'm wrong? Can we do that deal?
Well, the thing is, you haven't given me any credit or a moment of reflection for the comparison that I made, the brilliant, if I do say so myself, comparison that I made to the cops pulling over one black person and locking everyone up.
I understand what you're saying.
And my tweet having issues. Wait a second, I wasn't done with the sentence. My tweet referring to all Jewish people, and I said, for the sake of this conversation, I will refer to the business people who have destroyed me and my people and my fellow creatives. But you didn't even accept that I gave you that. You tried to push me back into 1960.
No, I didn't.
You tried to push me back into last week.
No, I didn't.
Okay, do you accept that example that I gave you?
I understand completely the example you gave me. I think all racism is wrong.
So I feel that we've grown.
I would like you to reflect.
I feel we've grown. Do you feel we've grown?
If you've now changed what you wanted to say originally, my question for you is, do you now regret saying DEFCON 3 on Jewish people? Are you sorry you said that?
No.
I think it matters. You should be.
Absolutely not. You know, I will say I'm sorry for the people that I hurt with the DEFCON, the confusion that I call. I feel like I cause hurt and confusion. And I'm sorry for the families of the people that had nothing to do with the trauma that I had been through, and that I use my platform where you say hurt people, And I was hurt. Yeah.
It's an uncensored interview. You said something which you've now wished you hadn't said, and you've apologized. I actually think that says a lot about you, right? That shows you've got that ability to be self-aware, to understand when you cross a line. I think someone like you, with all your energy and creativity and your passion, you're going to say stuff. The way that you talk constantly and in such an extraordinary manner, you're going to trip up. You're going to say things the wrong way. I don't think there's anything wrong in when you do that, doing what you just did and saying, look, I'm sorry, I crossed a line, I apologize.
I want to say that it's wrong to hold an apology hostage, and I got to let go of that and free myself of the trauma and say, look, I'm just going to give it all up to God right now and say to those families that are hurt, I really want to give you guys a big hug, and I want to, I say I'm sorry for hurting you with my comments, and I want to word it in not in like a political way, but in a presidential way, which means what I knew a president to be when I was growing up.
Okay. So, with that all being said, in a presidential way, are they trying to Nick Cannon him? I want y'all to pay attention. Yeah, exactly. I want y'all to pay attention because that interview was clearly edited. It was clearly edited. Now, here's the thing. Those of you, see, Bessie said, what exactly was he apologizing for? Okay, listen. So with that all being said, those of you who think that that was an apology, put ones in the chat. Those of you who think that was an apology, put ones in the chat. Ones if you think that he apologized. Yes, it was obvious it was edited. Pay attention. It's hilarious. They're absolutely desperate, right? Tony Queen said, but he's not going to drink the Kool-Aid. Exactly. Everybody's putting twos. I see a couple of ones, but most people are putting twos. That was not an apology. When he asked him if he was sorry, he said no. He said no. So that was not an apology, and they are clearly pressed, and they want him to apologize. You see, they want to Nick Cannon him, because if he does not, this is propaganda. All right? This is propaganda. Like what I did. I put in the title, Kanye West apologizes. I did the same thing they did. And then after you all came in here and got in the chat, I went back and put a question mark. You see, that's what the devils do. That's what they do. They play these little silly games. He didn't give them an apology, but they desperately want one, as far as I'm concerned. But anyway, let's talk about Christopher says, yay, articulation is brilliant. He is a genius. Yes, he absolutely is, as far as I'm concerned. Now, here's the thing. He keeps them on their toes, and they have no control over him. You heard what he told Pierce Morgan. He said, you don't have any control over my growth. He puts them in check, and they don't like it. And they don't like that he says these things, whatever he wants, and then they really can't do anything about it. He literally said they'd have to kill him first. So they need to have several seats. But anyway, nice try. Okay, so now let's talk about the fact that George Floyd's daughter's mother is wanting to sue Kanye. Because as I told you all yesterday, I find it also interesting, excuse me, that she wants to sue Kanye, but not Candace Owens. She wants to sue Kanye, but not the owner of the store who called the police and lied and said that George had a fake $20 bill, which was absolutely it wasn't counterfeit. Right? So she wants to sue Kanye. Now, mind you, Kanye actually donated $2 million to charity. The $2 million has been provided to charities associated with George Floyd, Ahmaud Arbery, and Breonna Taylor. Now, this is from June 5th of 2020. Pay attention. Kanye West has set up a college fund to cover future tuition fees for the young daughter of the late George Floyd, as well as donating over $2 million to charity. And like I said, for Ahmaud Arbery, Breonna Taylor, and George Floyd. Now, the support from the rapper comes after Floyd died in Minneapolis police custody this last week. This is when this article came out. As Variety reports, West will provide the support for 6-year-old Gianna Floyd when she heads to college, while the $2 million has been provided to charities associated with Floyd, Ahmaud Arbery, and Breonna Taylor. So here's the thing. I want y'all to pay attention, because I bet none of y'all who was mad when he said White Lives Matter or when he wore those t-shirts, none of y'all thought about this. All right? West also joined protesters in Chicago to rally against George Floyd's death. He joined Chicago public school students to protest, as well as demanding that CPS cancel their contract with the Chicago Police Department. You should be asking yourselves, why does CPS have a contract with the Chicago Police Departments? But here's the footage, just for those of you who may not believe it. I have the receipt. All right, likes up, please like and share. Yes, they want a bag from Kanye. That's exactly what it is. $250 million for speaking your opinion. Sit down somewhere, right?
We need everybody. We need everybody. We need everybody. We need everybody to stop. Right where they are. Because we are going to march. We are going to march.
All right, let's go.
Excuse me. Alicia, where are you, baby? Alicia, where are you, baby?
All right. So I find it all very interesting. Like I said, you know, if she wants to sue Kanye, she should be suing Candace Owens first, because Candace is the one who put that whole thing out there in the documentary. All right. That's all I'm saying. It looks like she's trying to Alex Jones Kanye. Remember how they sued him about Sandy Hook for his comments? Pay attention. Yes, Matt's son said that was a mess. So Kenya says, save your shoes. Right. So definitely Candace Owens, says Julie. Exactly. Okay, so now moving right along, let's talk about how angry these parents are. These parents are so angry because they had people twerking at the school. This is what they had going on. They had people twerking at the school. And so I'm going to share the footage. Everyone, please like and share, because this is also nefarious. They say no students were at the school, however, but people are still clearly pressed. Pay attention. Yes, Kanye gave them money. Absolutely. $2 million. I'm just saying, honey, that's a whole lot. And then you're going to turn around and sue him? Please.
And discussed. The Mount Clemens School Board says they are shocked and disgusted over what happened during an event this weekend inside the Mount Clemens High School gym.
Video shows a woman dancing, largely unclothed, while a man is rapping. Priya Mann live with this story for us. Priya, this was not a school-sanctioned event.
Yeah, that's right, Devin. This event happened Saturday night. The district says they don't believe any kids were here. The event was to promote local up-and-coming artists. Instead, the group who hosted it is now banned from using any district facilities, and parents are fuming.
I was shocked. I was just shocked.
Parents are outraged after watching this viral video. A partially clothed woman is seen dancing in the gym of Mount Clemens High School.
I'm an alumni from here, so I'm like, I take pride in the bathers. And for this to happen, it really puts a stain on the district.
The gym was rented out over the weekend by Rivals Recruiting Worldwide. On Facebook, they describe themselves as a marketing service for adult football players. Quentin Hines is a former NFL player and founded Rivals Recruiting.
I'm terribly sorry. You know, I'm a graduate of Mount Clemens High School, and I know they're doing good things, you know, in the community and trying to, you know, really help the kids, and I'm sorry to shed a bad light.
The apology was not enough. On Sunday, the district sent home this letter saying they were banned from using any facility in the future.
I was just shocked. honestly appalled, disgusted. There is no way that any bit of this was appropriate for schools.
Hines says he wasn't aware of what the artist had planned for his performance.
I don't think she was a stripper. She was one of his dancers, and she was underdressed, and and it's unacceptable.
All they needed was a pole. If it ain't a stripper, I don't know what it is.
We're going to look at our policy and look at what we have done in the past to vet.
They sent out an apology letter. That's not acceptable to me. This should have never happened. All money ain't good money, because you paid a price for this for our kids. What about our kids?
Yeah, and parents say this just simply wasn't worth it. Hines says he's going to reevaluate his screening process for potential performers and just says it's extremely unfortunate he will no longer be able to host events at his alma mater. In Mount Clemens, I'm Priya Mann, Local 4.
It's a jaw dropper. All right, Priya.
I'm sorry, but how did that make any sense? Now, of all places to rent out, why would they rent out a high school gym? Like, take that mess somewhere else. The parents are clearly upset, as they should be. With that all being said, see, this is why I often promote to you to homeschool your children, okay? This is exactly the kind of stuff that I'm talking about. Now, a word from my sponsors before I get into the next story, all right? A word from my sponsors over at beautifulheartsapparel.com, where they wear their hearts on their sleeves. And don't forget, if you're in the healthcare industry and you wear scrubs to work, or you just like to wear them to relax, make sure you go over to their website, beautifulheartsapparel.com, where they wear their hearts on their sleeves.
Hearts Apparel. We wear our hearts on our sleeves for a fit that's comfortable and stylish. Be confident. Be bold. Be you. Beautiful Hearts Apparel. Wear your heart on your sleeve.
Okay, so let me just say this, beloved ads. Now I must give you a trigger warning. All right, now I must give you all a trigger warning because some people may get upset about what I'm about to say. Some people may get upset about what I'm about to say. Sadly, I don't care. Sadly, I do not care if you're upset. I am going to drop the link before I get started so that if anyone has anything to say, you can clearly get on here with the Queen and tell me your thoughts. We don't have to argue. You're free to voice your opinion, your agreements or disagreements. Okay? I have no problem with that. I'm not going to bash you unless you try to bash me, of course. I'm not going to roast you unless you try to roast me, of course. But if you want to talk about it, what I'm about to say, well, I'm here for it. I'm absolutely here for it. Pay attention. Pay attention. All right? Attenzione. So here's the thing, beloveds. You see, I have told you numerous of times. Say what now? I have told y'all numerous of times that this specific person says they don't know who I am. You all have heard them say they don't know who I am. Someone has been in their chat on their channel or whatever from what I was told and said my name and they said, oh, I'm not familiar with that person. You see, but they throw subliminals at me. They get mad when I take credit for stories that I actually break, that they piggyback off of and then put on Twitter. And because they have a much bigger platform than me, the stories go viral. But I'm the one who breaks them. Mason, Tennessee, for example. They also borrow my talking points. I won't say they steal them, but they borrow my talking points. Pay attention. But they say they don't know me. And I told you all that they absolutely do know me. I showed you a picture that they took with me at the Foundational Black American Conference. We had a whole conversation. So that all being said, without further ado, let me say this. Do you all remember back in 2020 when all the protesting was going on about George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, and Ahmaud Arbery? Do you all remember? Do you remember there was a woman, a Karen, and I'm going to pull up this receipt first before I get into the next topic of what I'm about to say about this person. Now, I want you all to pay close attention to this because I'm going to make it all make sense, as I have been known to do. Now, I want you to see this. You may remember, Terry Hinton said, Mr. Lip Gloss, no less. Okay? So listen to this. Queen, you should sue Candace. You broke the truth on the BLM first. Yes, I absolutely did. I should sue her. Absolutely, right? For profiting off of my research. Absolutely. So here it is. Without further ado, I want you all to pay attention. So back during the protests of 2020, there was a Karen who stopped at a building that had been vandalized or whatever, or she stopped at the building to take a photo op to try and make it look as if she was out there legitimately helping and all of that. But all she did was take a picture and left, got into her nice little car and drove off. So I'm going to show that footage first, just to jog your memories for those of you who have forgotten. Pay attention. Likes up, everyone, please like and share.
This girl is making her boyfriend take a picture of her in front of a smashed T-Mobile. Oh my god. This girl is making her boyfriend take a picture of her in front of a smashed T-Mobile.
Now, you all remember we had a lot of that going on. That's not even the video I was looking for. That's just, that's not the one I was actually talking about. In the other video, there was an older woman, a Karen, who got out of her nice BMW, or I'm sorry, her Mercedes Benz, and she stood in front of this vandalized building and had someone take a photo so she could pretend that she was there to help clean it all up. Then she got into her car and drove off. She didn't do anything. Well, now it's come to my attention. I want you to pay attention. I want you to pay attention. Let me send this to my emails real quick. I want you all to pay attention because you may remember, those of you who follow the Queen on a regular, you may remember that just last week, I said to you, when all of the protesting was going on at the LA City Council, I said to you, how come this certain person whose name I shan't mention, but you're going to see them in a minute anyway. I said to you, how come this person didn't go down there and protest? They say they're grassroots. They say they're B1. I said, why did they go down there and protest? I mean, they live in LA. Why would you not go? I called them out, in other words. So after I called them out, today I get an email. I get an email from someone who says to me, Queen, Bussy Reek, you made Bussy Reek get out of the house. Now, when they sent me this email saying that I made Bussy Reek get out of the house, I didn't know what they were talking about. What are you talking about? I made Bussy Reek get out of the house, I wondered. So I clicked on the link that they sent me to Bussy Reek's Twitter. And here's what I saw. Pay attention. Here's what I saw. Now, mind you, Bussy Reek says that he doesn't know who I am. He has no idea who the Queen is. Y'all see that? Y'all see that? Bussy Reek done blocked the Queen, honey. Bussy Reek done blocked the Queen. Bussy Reek, how dare you? How dare you, Bussy Reek? Now, I thought you didn't know who the Queen was. I told y'all he watches my videos and steals my talking points. Pay attention. I have told you this numerous of times. This confirms it. You see, here's what he did. I'm going to break it down for you. So once I called him out on his bullshit and said that he wasn't B1, he wasn't grassroots, and that he could have at least gone down there to the city hall council or the city council where Nuri Martinez said those racist comments. I said he could have gone down there and protested with those people. He didn't go down there until I said that. So then yesterday I was told he posted this. Pay attention. Yesterday, I was told, and someone sent me this screenshot, since I'm blocked. And mind you, I don't care that I'm blocked. I just find it interesting that you block people that you claim you don't know. Pay attention. All right, so someone sent me this. All right. So, with that all being said, he went down there. He didn't go to the city council. He went to Nuri Martinez. People were obviously gathering outside of her house. So he went down there and stood outside in front of her house and took a picture. Because I was told that he went there and took the picture and immediately left. Didn't even stay there 10 minutes. So you mean to tell me Bussy Reek did the same thing that Karen did in 2020 when she went up there and stood in front of that building that was vandalized, pretending that she's really doing something for the community, but she wasn't doing nothing but getting a photo op to clout chase? Bussy Reek, how dare you? And then he blocked the queen so that I likely wouldn't see that I made him get up and go down there. You see, I did that. I pulled his chain. You see, when I called him out, he had to do damage control. I said he wasn't B1 and that he didn't even go down there when he lives right in LA. And if he's so boots on the ground and so hands-on and so grassroots, where was he? Once I did that, he had to go down there and do something to make it look good. Just as when Brandon from the Pan-Africanism Strikes Back channel said that he wasn't going to do anything about that museum, and then Brandon proceeded to show a building 3 months ago that he said if he did get a museum, this would be the building that he bought. And he bought that same building. Say what now? You see how calling somebody out makes them actually do some work? You see how calling someone out actually makes them do some work. Queen Sam says, slam the gavel, Queen. All right. Now, with that all being said, hold on, because this is all hilarious to me. I find it all entertaining and amusing. You don't know me, but yet you blocked me. And what does Wig say about people who block her? Y'all know Wig loves to do videos about people who block her. She says that when they block her, that shows that she has power over them. Isn't that what she says? So is Wig saying that I have power over Bussy Rick? I'm just curious. Now, I'm not saying that I do, but I'm just asking a question, right? So with that all being said, hold on. It's also hilarious to moi. All right? I have one more thing to show you all. If I can find it really quick. Hold on, beloveds. Likes up, everyone, please like and share. Give me just a moment. Give me just a moment. Let me see if this is it. Hold on, this might be it. Hold on 1 second. I just find it also interesting. Oh, here's somebody. Let me. Bussy's busy son. Hold on, busy son. Let me get you on the screen. Hey, beloved, how you doing?
Hey, I'm doing good. I just wanted to say something about Tariq. I thought he was a good guy because I was supporting him for like over a year.
Really?
Yeah, I started watching your videos and I started realizing that he's actually a scammer.
Yes, he absolutely is. And listen, don't feel bad because he had me fooled too. I have shouted him out numerous of times. I have all of his Hidden Color documentaries, the Buck Breaking documentary. I not only have a copy, but I went to the premiere and even paid for my friend a ticket. You understand what I'm saying? I went to the Foundational Black American Conference and all that, only to find out that he's a whole fraud and a scammer and sowing seeds of division between African Americans and Black immigrants. This is what he does. I'm just glad you found out the truth, beloved. And you see, here's the thing. He's very crafty with what he does. He's very slick. And to those who don't exercise critical thinking and analytical skills, he can fool them forever and they won't wake up to it, even when you show them the proof. So I want to thank you for coming on here, beloved. And I'm so glad that you found out. Yes, and I'm so glad you found out the truth just like I did.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you. Oh, so y'all see that? Y'all see that? Now, let me see if I can find this other receipt real quick. Superstar Bella said, Bussy Reek living off those donations and gifts just like Dr. Umar. Yes, absolutely. Y'all know it's true. Y'all know it's absolutely true. But hold on. Now let me show this. This is also nefarious. I'm about to pull this up on the screen. Y'all just get ready. Brace for impact, all right? Y'all have probably seen this, but this is going to be extra funny now. This is going to be extra funny. Okay, I just sent that to my email. Someone sent it to me the other day. Just as a reminder, Bussy Reek, I absolutely cannot with you. He should be ashamed of himself. So I'm going to share my screen. Everyone, please get the likes up. Please like and share. Now, here's what I'm going to, hold on, let me fast forward. The reason I'm about to show this is because Bussy Reek is always talking about Democratic shields when he is a Democratic shield himself. You see, he's a Democratic shield himself. And he was shouting out P. Diddy. Now, we know that P. Diddy, sugary and spice and everything nice, honeycombs, we already know how he gets down, right? I've told you all before. I've showed you all the footage. But let's look at this. Likes up, everyone, please like and share. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Bussy Reek, I know you're watching, as usual. Okay, now let's get into it. I want y'all to see this. This is who Bussy Reek shouts out. This is who he wants to be down with. Pay attention.
Don't get trouble, but it's just like, yo, we want to thank you for hosting the thing, man. It's been a pleasure. You didn't have to do it, and you did it.
No. I definitely didn't have to do it. I definitely didn't have to. First and foremost, I'm not getting in the bed. Shout out to him and what he did. I'm just gonna, if we can, let's just put the camera a little this way, just so we're not. I don't want my shot to even like.
Did y'all see what was on his bed? Did y'all see what was on Diddy's bed? I'm going to rewind that back because I think y'all missed it. I want y'all to pay attention to what was on his bed. Let's have another look.
I definitely didn't have to. First and foremost, I'm not getting in the bed.
Look at the foot of the bed.
What he did. I'm just gonna, if we can, let's just put the camera a little this way, just so we're not. I don't want my shot to even like. I don't want it to come close to the bed. I should look like he fresh off a goddamn plane.
From Harlem, I definitely
free at last.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna wear this here in Toronto.
Hey, yo, let me ask you a question.
Yeah, boy, family reunion too. Wow, Rich. Travis Scott me out with such a vibe.
Say what now? I absolutely cannot. I absolutely cannot. Now, what that was. Now, listen, what that was a compilation of Diddy's sugary, sweet, and spice and everything not nice. The things that he's done, right? It's a compilation of those things. Okay? Let's not forget what Exhibit said about Diddy and what 50 Cent said about Diddy. Remember, he wanted to take 50 Cent shopping, and 50 Cent felt uncomfortable because why does he want to take this grown man shopping? Remember when Exhibit said he took him to this club and there was a man dancing nude on the stage? Now, of course, y'all know, right? At the end of the day, I'm friends and ally of LGBTQ. Y'all know that. But my whole thing is Bussy. Bussy Diddy, please just come on out the closet and stop playing games. It's all too obvious. And we already heard what you did to Christopher Williams, right? To that poor man, all for a record deal. We already heard about that. Jaguar told it all. So I'm just saying, this is who he's shouting out. Pay attention. Is this Bussy Reek's beau? I'm curious. So y'all saw what was on that bed, right? Pay attention. Anyway, with that all being said, I've caused enough trouble for today. Mr. X said Diddy is suspect. Honey, he's beyond suspect. Honey, he's guilty as charged, as far as I'm concerned. With that all being said, everyone please like and share and subscribe to the channel. Be sure to click the notification bell and click the word all so that you're notified each time the Queen Goddess goes live. All right? It's been fun, beloveds. Each one teach one. That's how we grow and thrive. Do something productive, constructive, but never destructive. And always remember to keep the Most High first in your lives. Peace.
In order for you and me to devise some kind of method or strategy to offset some of the events or a repetition of the events that have taken place here in Los Angeles recently, we have to go to the root. We have to go to the cause. Dealing with the condition itself is not enough.
Dear Mr. Massa, I'm just trying to mind my own business. What's the matter? It's just another day, another black king captured. I'm about to lose my brain stuck inside this ghetto rapture. I got a lot of smoke. If you want it, you can have it. They want a hat trick, but this is black girl magic. Ain't talking about the kind that'll make you disappear, but I'm talking about the power of the melanin within. Ain't looking for trouble, but I'ma say this one time. I put 2 dukes up if you try to touch mine. We still want justice for Tamir and Trayvon. You say you don't see color, but racism ain't blind. They targeting little kids whose skin look just like mine. So I'm paranoid, it's a war zone outside. And I'm a black queen, so if you ask me to step out of my car, you gon' have to snatch me. Cause I ain't going no damn well. Had to spend my whole life living unfair. Ancestors got my back and they right here. You can never understand, it's a nightmare. Living in my black shoes by the black rules. You can keep your handshake, I don't dap coons. The white man that go nuts if he cash you. But you all on his side like a damn fool. Make it make sense.
We are oppressed.
Queen.
We are exploited. We are downtrodden.
Make it make
We are
sense.
denied not only civil rights, but even human rights.
Ahmadiyah.
So the only way we're going to get some of this
Ahmadiyah.
oppression and exploitation
Queen.
away from us or aside from us is come together
Queen.
against the common enemy. Who taught you to hate the texture of your
Ahmadiyah.
hair? Who taught you to hate the color of your skin?
Ahmadiyah.
Parents, pay attention to the books, the school system, given to your little children. Lies mixed with wisdom. His skin too bright, so he was blind to the prison. My skin just right, so I collide with division. You trying to pray to God, but we tired of religion. No savior saving, we got to save our savings. We used to pay miss, how we gon' make the slave rich? But who's to blame, and tell me why you complaining? We need a team effort just to rule the nation. Like a bad relationship, missing communication. We missing moderation. They trying to get a poison to my population. No reparations. I'm getting tired of Satan.
We are oppressed.
Queen.
I'm getting tired of waiting.
We are downtrodden.
Queen.
We are denied not only civil rights, but even human rights.
Ahmadiyah.
So the